food shortage and they just stormed the supermarkets, cleaned the place out, even carried pigs on their shoulders. When was this it happened?
Yeah.
It was an end of
The riots. I think there were riots.
xenophobia riots. They banned the foreign Africans who are not South African.
Yeah.
Again. Yeah. And then a week later they were going to the same stores and asking for food.
For jobs.
Yet they had destroyed the whole place.
Hi guys, welcome to Kenganda. This is the Repart podcast. My name is Johnny Tamaya and I'll let my co-hosts introduce themselves.
Hi everyone, DJ Maintain, DJ and producer of Caribbean Heritage, living in Kampala now. Big up.
Okay.
Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Juliet. I'm not a DJ.
And you don't
nice
have to be.
I'm not a DJ.
Yeah, but I'm also not a medical doctor like someone. All right.
Okay, let's move to the medical doctor.
Former MD, but O'Shea Duke Jackson at O'Shea Duke on Instagram. Let's get it.
Okay, perfect. Now, most of you do know MrBeast on YouTube, and he's quite popular. He actually goes around giving people money. And recently he went to South Africa and he was giving out free shoes. Let us watch his promo video and you let us know what you think, okay?
For hundreds of thousands of kids in South Africa, the only thing standing between them and an education is a simple pair of shoes. But before tackling this major problem by donating 20,000 pairs of shoes, we flew to Johannesburg, South Africa, where we found a charity called Barefoot No More that uses these plastic granules, and then it goes through all these tubes and does a bunch of other complicated mechanical stuff that eventually creates the perfect seamless shoe. Whoa, these are actually really nice. Then Darren and the team quickly boxed.
So basically they took the shoes down to South Africa and they gave them to a bunch of cute little kids, you know, babies in like middle school and whatnot. So yeah, that's the story. Now we've done a video on poverty porn before, so make sure you also watch that out if you want to, you know. So what do you think, guys? Are you with him or are you not?
I saw
Calm down.
Abba and Preach, and Abba is in their reaction team video duo. Abba is an Ethiopian and Preach is Haitian. They're both living in Montreal. And the reason why they're living in Montreal, or at least one of the reasons, is because of, almost inept governments, right? So now you have this guy, and I'm a YouTuber. MrBeast is the pinnacle of YouTubers. This guy does this all over the world. Helping the blind to see. He's giving away, so it's not like he's targeting just blacks or anything. It's what MrBeast does. He has charities, he feeds people, things like that.
Right.
Okay, and I'm not trying to defend him. I'm just saying this what I see as a creator.
Yeah.
So now you have South Africa. He gives these 20,000 pairs of shoes to these kids who don't have shoes. Then you're going to hear the Negro, running his mouth, twiddling his thumbs, not doing shit in Black America or in Africa, like in the comments section, like most of you subscribers, you want thing for Africa or for your people anywhere in the world, and nobody takes. I'm just going to be honest, right? We're going to, but they don't. Okay, so you're there talking about this guy who actually did it, and you're going to hear the crying, the poverty, pimp, all that stuff, right? But what did you do? Or should we just be honest? What did ANC do? I know whoever, you heard the guys that liberated the ANC. What was the one guy that was the president and he got arrested and all this stuff? This guy, what's his name?
Zuma.
Okay. Once ANC took over South Africa, there was some hope. But then now, all the money they spend on education is terrible. They had that big Indian family that had that big scandal in South Africa. You can't even get the electricity to work in South Africa because of load shedding, right? So why don't these kids have shoes? Well, after the whites left power, what we saw in South Africa was something promising. We saw the first rural generation of Black South middle class Africans. They were the first ones coming up, like in the 90s. The issue was this, though. Most of their family was still living in abject poverty. very similar to us in Black America, right? I might be rich, but it's very highly likely that my mom is still not rich. All right, it's common. Okay, so this guy has to come out here and do this. And the reason why he's doing this is because South Africa has an integrated economy. It's not like, let's say, Uganda or Burundi, which is still basically more agriculture. South Africa has the most millionaires in Africa. They have the most enterprise in Africa. So there would be no reason why South Africa can't provide for itself. But South Africa has gotten worse because of who? Don't tell me it's all whites that made South Africa worse. It's the blacks that made South Africa worse. And so you didn't do the job. So this white man comes in here and sees opportunity, whether it's a good idea or not. He comes out here and do what y'all in the comment section won't. He comes and do what you say from the sidelines won't, because you don't do anything for black people on the sidelines. You just run. That's what y'all Negroes do, right? So then when the white man comes and he gets a big video from it, what did he expose? What black folks don't like is when anybody puts the mirror to y'all face. And that's what that white man did. That white man saw the opportunity to put the mirror to your face. And black folks don't like what they see. And the white folks always been doing that to us. Blacks been doing that to us. But the one commonality is that blacks don't like accountability. You guys stole the money. You don't help your people. There's plenty of rich folks in South Africa. You know about the situation. You won't help them. You won't give them anything. Now the white man is, now you want to be like, well, we ain't poor over in Africa. We ain't doing this and that. We can take care of ourselves. Really? Well, then where's the evidence? Why didn't he go over to Qatar and do it? Why didn't he go to Singapore and do it? Why didn't he go to Oman and do it? Why didn't he go to Dubai and do it? Oh, because their governments did what they're supposed to do by their people. But then watch the Negroes' arguments. They always mad when somebody holds the mirror to their face. And that is why nobody take y'all black serious. That's exactly why nobody takes y'all Negroes serious at all. Nobody. Y'all are a joke. Seriously. That is why y'all are where y'all are at right now. And nobody takes black people in the world anywhere serious, and MrBeast just exposed it. Now y'all mad. We got some people on the podcast mad today. On this channel. He gonna be mad too. But MrBeast just put the mirror to everybody's face today. You're not gonna get around the fact that you didn't do what you're supposed to do. There's no way to get around that today. And y'all shouldn't even let me go first, because we can end the podcast today. You Negroes didn't do it. Period. So if that white man is going to expose you, I say it's good. Let them keep exposing you. That you don't take care of your women, you don't take care of your kids, you don't take care of your community. Let these white folks and these Asians, whoever else, let them keep doing it, exposing you for being who you are, a coward. Let them keep doing it.
Okay. That was powerful.
Would you like to?
Come on.
Would you like to
what
add
happened to that?
your 2
What
shillings?
happened to the anger? No, I would say shame on them.
On who?
MrBeast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
For coming and giving us another white savior mentality. Mm-hmm. And then also shame on any South African who was part of that project.
Tell us, please.
Yeah. Because I'm really tired of seeing like Africa is like the poverty hub, Yeah. If you want to show how poor the world is, come to Africa. There's poverty in America. Why didn't you help the poor Americans in Las Vegas? Mm-hmm. There are more poor people in Las Vegas than there are more. Las Vegas has the highest number of homeless people, and that means they have no shoes. Mm-hmm. Why didn't he go there and do that? Mm-hmm.
Or Skid Row
in America,
LA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or Skid Row in LA. All right. Mm-hmm. California is experiencing a horrible snowstorm. Mm-hmm. Why didn't he help them? Why does he have to jump on a plane and come here? And also, who the people who arranged that this podcast, whatever, shame on you. We already have enough problems of our own. We don't have to expose our dirty linen in public like that. Yes, South Africa has its problems, but is this the answer?
Yeah. I understand that whole. But what's wrong with exposing the dirty linen if it's already dirty? Like, even if you hide it, it will smell, right? It's like, in my opinion, I don't see anything wrong there are poor kids everywhere, you
Yes.
know. There are poor kids everywhere. So if he comes through and says, you know what, I've helped, because what he does on his YouTube channel is that he helps people everywhere.
Everywhere.
I feel like he goes everywhere. When you see his videos, he goes everywhere. So if he decided, oh, let me go to South Africa and do something, then that shouldn't be a problem. I feel like the people who are not happy with this are hypocrites.
I'm just asking, did you do it in Las Vegas first?
But he has done something everywhere. I feel like they're hypocrites because you speak from the comfort of your home with your TV, with your lights on, with your nice shoes. You have how many pairs? Like 50 pairs? You know, you just switch up every day. You're very comfortable. But the people out there who are walking barefoot, the
I'm
people
also
out
not
there
giving them a pass. I'm
walking
not happy with them.
on stones.
I'm not happy with them.
So, you know, there are people out there who really need that. So if he says, oh, I'm going to give them shoes, then I don't think there should be a problem with that, honestly.
I think personally, it just rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
Because we can do, South Africans can do much better. They're the richest country.
You'd be surprised.
in
South
the whole
Africans
continent.
were actually praising him. It's, in my opinion, if you consider it's people who are not in South Africa that are bothered about it. But if South Africans are happy, they know the situation on ground. And I feel like it's just like fake wokeness. You know, you're just pissed about something, just in general.
I know what's so funny.
Not you, Dr. Julie, but
I
people
agree.
out there.
The white nationalists predicted this before that, when apartheid was ending. They're like, you give these blacks time, give these Kefas time, you'll see what they're going to do. They're going to run this country down.
Are they right?
Yeah. I mean, look at. Remember, when was it? There was food shortage, and they just stormed the supermarkets, cleaned the place out, even carried pigs on their shoulders. When was this? It happened.
Yeah.
It was an end of
The riots. I think there are riots.
Yes, xenophobia riots. They banned the foreign Africans who are not South African.
Yeah.
Again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then a week later they were going to the same stores and asking for food.
For jobs.
Yet they had destroyed the whole place. Not only they take things, but not only they loot,
Yes.
but they burnt down the storerooms.
Yeah.
Before we maintain, I just want to say one thing, right? This was a Howard Griffin's, I believe, Birth of a Nation. That was also depicted about blacks running the United States, what it would become. And what we see with O.R. Tambo, Nelson Mandela, people like Zuma, those guys in the ANC, Steve Biko, I have so much respect for those people. Even Zuma. It's hard for me to talk about Zuma in a bad way. Ramaphosa, because look at what they did. You know, they were the last to be liberated, but they had probably the biggest fight. Because those whites in South Africa, they're not no joke. They kill you in a minute. Them white people in South Africa are some of the most violent, ruthless people. They get rid of everybody. It ain't that scary. Them Boers is crazy. But at the same time, those who are warriors, and we see that trend here in Africa, the warriors who liberate the country do not have the intelligence to do what?
Or the skill
To do what?
to govern the country.
They cannot mitigate the country.
Yeah.
They cannot run it. Right? So and you have this whole thing because I liberated you. I need to lead. So therefore, it becomes a big cost. There's an African president that somebody made a video about. The person said, the country used to be the project, but now this person's regime is the project. And the ANC was the liberation, but the South Africa is no longer the project. The ANC is the project. And to keep that particular staff in place, it cost the country more. Now, shout out to countries like, Nigeria, but in the United States, to keep somebody in power, you can't. Somebody actually has to be good. But when you want to keep corruption and the cost of keeping corrupt regimes is expensive to the country. So now you don't have it. South Africa used to spend more money in education than Kenya. But Kenyans are more educated now than South Africans on average. Okay? With less money. Look at Tanzania. Tanzania is coming up like quick. Tanzania in the next 10 years will be bigger than Kenya as far as the economy. But that's getting value for money. So now your government doesn't get value for money. And I'm going to tell you, as I listen to blacks, as in the diaspora, see, here's something I want to point out, and the African was right about this. In the diaspora, whenever we see the ANC have the country, we're glad because the whites don't have it no more. But we're not talking about that the blacks are suffering there. Because we'll support the ANC all day. But they got poverty there. we and the diaspora, as long as when we show up, as long as they give us a nice pat on the back, we go to Ghana, they got a pat on the back, we cool. We glad the black man running the country. He running it right into the ground. And the thing that the white people have said about blacks, some of the things they said about us was not right. But we got to understand that white folks know us and they know our proclivities. Everything the white man said about black folks ain't wrong. He know us. How can you colonize somebody and take them if you don't know them? The owners know they slaves. And so you know if you give this Negro an opportunity to destroy something, he not going to look out for the best interests of his people. That's something that they know. So we want to get mad when the whites always put the mirror to our face because all they're doing is saying, we've been telling y'all that y'all can't do it. We get mad at that instead of saying, what do they know about us that we don't want to admit to? And say, okay, we need to stop this. We need to stop this. We don't want to, black people intellectually are lazy. We don't want to talk about that. We are intellectually
lazy.
Yes, I'm going to prove it. I'm going to prove it. Because if you're intellectually lazy, this is not every black person, but in general, we are intellectually lazy. We don't like to think out things that improve our situations. We may think out things that improve our situations, but as far as politics, demographics, community building, we're lazy at that. Why? Because our communities are in worse positions even when we're left to ourselves. Outside of Botswana and Rwanda, the diaspora still ain't organized. Ain't nobody stopping that. That's being intellectually lazy. And when somebody tells you you're intellectually lazy or you're not being smart or you're being ignorant, you want to get mad. Instead of looking at the facts. What do the facts say? What do the numbers say? What do the potholes on the road say? What does it say? We want to get around from that, but you can't get away from the truth. I don't care how many times you see it. My mama told me one thing. I'm let maintain, build it up. My mama said it's one thing to lie to other people. But you know what she said after that? But if you lie to yourself, that's the worst thing. And black people been lying to themselves since colonization, since civil rights. Every time we want to hear Africa is rising, we love to hear that, don't we? Mm-hmm. Can we be honest? Is Africa rising? We know Africa is not rising in the way that we make it seem rise, right? We know that. The GDP might be rising, but what else is rising with GDP? Population, which nullifies what? GDP. Coronavirus exposed us for what we are in the black world, didn't it? We got to see what we were not at. We like to feel good about ourselves because of what happened to us, but that don't change the truth. And MrBeast, and they're going to keep doing it, and they need to till black people do something about it.
Yeah, so I don't watch enough of MrBeast?
Yes. MrBeast.
Yeah, I don't watch enough of his channel, so I don't know what he's about and long-term ideas with his projects when he helps people all over the world.
Yeah.
As has been said.
Yes.
On this podcast, we speak about people using black outrage to go viral and these things.
Yes.
So I'm pretty sure he's aware of the numbers.
No, I agree with that.
When it comes to black outrage, right?
I agree with that.
I believe, I don't know if his intentions were clean or clear, or he had good energy with regards to this project, this post he did, okay? But I'm just sick of seeing it. You know, people want, how can I get some views? How can I get some interaction? How can I get people talking about me? Oh, I know what I'll do. Yeah. And the shoes that were made, there was some fancy technology created from something.
By South Africans in South Africa.
Right, so where the shoes are created they created in South Africa or in America?
No, in South Africa.
Right, so who is running that?
I don't know. Tell us in the comment section.
Yeah, tell us, because I don't know.
Yeah.
If he has, which I doubt, empowered people to continue making these shoes, and it's just not like a one drop, and then when they need
remember
more.
What he said? The only thing stopping these kids from education is a pair of shoes.
Yeah,
that was like,
yeah, exactly.
No.
It's like
no.
So
That's not fair.
That's what. Yeah, I was going to get to that point. So thank you, doctor. So it's fine because I probably would have forgot anyway. But it's like that sort of. It just needs to stop. Like I think, like we said, we were speaking about today, right? We need to control our media more. You know, and stop this sort of this savior thing. Like, yeah, it's good, and these kids have
a pair of
shoes, and they can go to school, walk in more comfort without walking on stones and whatnot. But what is the long term? Like if you're that compelled to do something like that, then see it all the way through, which I hope he is. Like I say, I'm not pretending I know all about him and what he does. So he may be, but from my experience, watching somebody helping like that is never for a long-term goal or to help the people long-term. It's to do something, a quick-term fix.
Yeah.
You pat yourself on the back and you go on about your life, and you'll make a next video somewhere else. But in terms of South Africa and when apartheid was abolished and things like that, I think white South Africans still held all the positions of power. They were still CEOs of banks. They were still running the biggest businesses. So it wasn't like, it was a clean slate.
Yes.
These same people who benefited from apartheid, right? They were still there, running banks, running big business.
Because they were business smart, the ones who were minting them.
Yeah, so the middle class whites and all that, they left.
They left.
They ran out, left all their mansions there and all that stuff. And the middle class South Africans, black South Africans came back. Because one of my friends, Kutso, big up, I don't know where you are in the world. I played football with him. We was like amateur footballers. And he's saying, I said, yeah, bro, next week we got a game. And I said, bro, I ain't here. I mean, what do you mean? It's him? Listen, there's a mansion waiting for me. I met and he went back. But the people,
When you was kids?
Yeah. We were like maybe early 20s.
Oh, he went back to South Africa.
He went back to South Africa.
Okay.
And but the problem was you still had white South Africans who benefited from apartheid, still looked at black people in the same way they did, still there running these businesses. How much motivation, how much would they have wanted to help this new era? Probably not much at all.
Right.
So that's the issue you have, and you're seeing it come to fruition now. And the reason they were so bold to say, let them have South Africa, let's see what they do, because they know there was a big void of power because they were all the people running things. So once they left, you're gonna have what you're having now. They knew it. So it's a lot more than just saying, oh, we had a clean slate, South Africa was the shining beacon and now it should be prospering. There's a lot more issues to it than that.
Maintain he's made a very valiant point. They knew that they would not be able to. They're still not a young country, a young government as far as a black run country, because South Africa's been there for a long time. But then why ask for something if you can't do it? I mean, that's just the thing that, Africans want to, take over governments.
But let's put it in context there.
Yes.
I can't even talk. They don't want apartheid. Yeah?
No, they don't want apartheid. I get what you're saying, but whoever it is that's in power, because you have many different parties in South Africa. You can leave the whites out. The EFF, the whites are not there anymore. They're the ones that make laws and can implement policies.
Yeah.
Because when you have the government can implement policies. A lot of times you see governments that have laws on the books and then those laws are not implemented. That's not the private sector's fault. That is, we saw what Singapore did. So that's what happens when you have good governance. But don't ask me to run a government. We want liberation. And then all of a sudden you can't do it. Now you're blaming somebody else. That's what Negroes like to do. They want to say you want to be independent. Then when you're out there by yourself, you don't want to stand up and be a man. That's what a lot of black leaders and African leaders don't want. You want to be able to have the privilege of being a leader, but you don't want to do the fucking work. So you don't want to stand up there. You put your panties all in the bunch and shit, like not you personally, but them. So you put your panties up there and you get your high heels on, and then you cry like not even I can't even call you a girl, because there are women out there who won't do that. But that's what black leaders do. You say you want to lead and then you can't, and then you blame somebody else. Then why are you there in the first place? We have a saying in America, shit or get off the pot. So if you don't want to be there, you can't do it. Just go somewhere else and sit down. Let somebody do it. But that's the problem. The issue is this. Yes, there's poverty everywhere. So she says this, Dr. Julie, why didn't he go to Las Vegas? It's a good question.
Very good question.
But if it's my money, why are you worried about it? I can go wherever the I want to go with my money, right? I can. Yeah. Why don't I go to Las Vegas? Well, then if she had the money, then she can go to Las Vegas and do whatever she wants. It's up to her. But if MrBeast has the money, who is anybody to say what I can do with my money?
point. But the thing is, what Dr. Julian's saying
Yes.
is that people like him
Yes.
always look outside. They don't look within. Yeah?
I mean-
again, in terms of adoption,
Yes.
and or giving out shoes and like NGOs and all these things, they always look out, right? They don't look within where they're from.
Let me just give. So he does everything. He
I
helps
know-
people
I know-
see. Literally,
yeah, okay,
no, he gives.
I get that.
Give him the
goes around-
argument.
I get-
Let's concede. Let's concede his
I get
ideas.
that, but
Yeah.
can't you see the issue with even the way he started the
No,
video?
he's right. She's right with that. With the way this shoes will help them. Okay, yes, that's a lie.
Like
right?
he knows better than that.
But the
He's
reality
best
is this:
YouTuber
if this was a
in the
black
world.
person that went and did that in South Africa, well, nobody would have a problem with it, right?
Yeah.
It would still be the same results. He would
Some
take
people
that
would,
money.
because people got a problem with Mandela. In
Okay,
South Africa. I didn't know that.
but not as much,
Yeah.
right? Blacks are also biased towards, even though we don't get along, we are more biased towards each other.
Yeah, because
We are, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we like, if you look at most black girls, who do they want to be when they come? I don't care if you're from South Africa. We had Zach McQuaisa here. He said this idol is Mike Tyson as a boxer. You don't look at a white person that might be a great boxer because he sees Mike Tyson in himself, right?
Yeah.
When we see people like as in America, we saw Mandela, or we see Bob Marley. Why do we like these people? Because they look like us. So we resonate with them. We don't identify with, okay, Joe Montana is the greatest quarterback in ever, but you might resonate with Randall Cunningham as a black kid coming from Philly or even from London, wherever.
London, yeah, I was watching the guy.
Yeah. So the reality is this. The thing is, the guy's there. All right? If it was a black guy that was there, it would be the same experience. But let's look past all that. The gap is there because of corruption. That's why the gap is there. The South African government dropped the ball. They did. Okay? Whenever you see poverty, then all I got to do is look at and see, all right, what money was stolen that should have been here that's not here? In Nigeria, we go to Sani Abacha, Babangida, then Sani Abacha. Remember Babangida? Babangida was corrupt. He was crazy. Babangida, right?
Yes, Babangida.
Babangida. He was crazy. Sani Abacha was worse. Okay? They had an oil fund in Nigeria. That's one thing he did. $15 billion. What is that oil fund today? Like $400,000. So then if he goes to Nigeria to a village and gives 50,000 people's children's shoes, you would say he's a white savior. But Sani Abacha stole the money. We know that because the government of Switzerland gave Nigeria like $400 million from the stolen money. So, and people lied. So that's the thing that we don't want to talk about. Like, they would have had it, but why don't they have it? Oh, because black folks did that. We can blame the white man too, and I do a great job of blaming them. Yeah, they're corrupt. We know white folks are the hand that destroys Africa. Got it. But the black hand also destroyed Africa too. That's the reason why most Africans post us, our people, because we came from the old world, like the old slave. Yeah. Okay, if you have friends in America right now, whose fault is that? Most blacks are in London, Africans, America, because their country fucked up and did something wrong. Bad judgment or was corrupt. So then when a white man goes over there and does it, because the diaspora didn't do it, and y'all want to run around it and you can't, that mirror is going to be there. Niggas did that. All day, period.
Okay. Good point.
Okay.
And that is an issue.
Yes.
But can we yes, Jonita, he goes all over the world and he does amazing things.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
You like MrBeast?
But it's
The way
like
you said, yeah.
the video,
I was
like,
laughing.
despite, no matter how you want to paint it up, the video is damaging.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's damaging the blacks.
And it need,
It damages us worse than him.
Yeah. And maybe that's his point.
And on top of that, it being in South Africa after apartheid, it's like, didn't these black Africans realize this is how apartheid began? Do they want the white people back?
But you know what?
You know?
Why is it
I
that
think they do.
Why is it that he has helped people of all races, but when he helps the blacks, that's when we want to be.
Because I just said it.
That's what we want to
This
be
first
something.
line was, these shoes going to help these kids.
And it's going to be the only
What if that's
solution.
true?
It's going to be
The thing
the
is,
only
they've been going to
solution
school.
for their education.
Anyway, yeah.
So
But
that
meantime, they want
one
some
solution,
shoes.
you know,
Let the kids have some shoes.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I'm happy they got shoes.
Yeah.
I'm happy they got
And I'm
shoes,
happy the
but is that
factory-
the only solution for education?
No, I'm sure there are more.
And that is the problem even with African democracy. What is the answer to African democracy? Elections. It's not. You know, some people say African democracy is dead, and the longer I live, I'm starting to realize they are right. Okay, because we tweak everything to one solution. If you're sick, take Panadol. Is that the answer? You know,
Maybe have some water.
and especially South Africa.
Yeah.
1994, they only got independence. It's not
Yes.
even 30 years
Yeah,
already.
exactly.
They're inviting back the same white people they were chasing away.
But
What's up
I'm
with
sure
that?
they've had other NGOs. You know, I worked for an NGO. So
But have they publicized themselves like this?
No.
Yeah, because again, the media is a very strong platform.
Yes.
You understand? Fine, okay, he helped us by saying it was made by South African people. But how could the South African government, again, drop the ball on that? They could have done something. That means they were chewing the money.
Oh.
Yeah.
They've
They
been
chewed the
chewing
money
it.
for
Yeah,
their
of course.
education, for those
Yeah.
kids' education.
How much did Ramaphosa? He bought an Ankole cow for, I don't know, how much was it?
It's like 7M or 10 million.
No, he bought a cow for like $100,000.
Oh, yeah.
Something crazy.
Did you hear about the thieves who broke into Ramaphosa's farmhouse?
Oh, and found all that money, but it was really
They
his.
found out the money and they stole it. And then they went on, or the radio hosts were talking about it. And those thieves called and said, we stole that. We knew there was money in that house and we knew that money was stolen. So we are Robin Hoods today. We're going to use it for our community. That's why we stole the money.
But
Because he did become very rich.
Yeah, quickly.
He wasn't rich during the ANC. He got really rich. I don't know what the guy does. He says he's a businessman. I'm not here to, because not everybody in politics is, but there is a correlation between rich people in Africa and politics. Most Americans who are rich are not in politics, but in Africans, most people who are rich are in politics. So there you go.
hey, guys, okay, any last remarks on this? What? She says.
I hope I don't see another video like that.
Really? Oh, no, it's just the
Especially
beginning,
in
I
South
think.
Africa. I mean, South Africans, guys, you just got your independence the other day. You're already giving it back.
The other day.
Disappointing. Condes, that was disheartening,
Okay.
honestly.
Maintain, please.
I'm with the doctor on this one.
Today we are on
Yeah.
opposite sides.
Yeah, just you know, like South Africa control your media. You know what I mean? He's got enough money. He clearly has good intentions. He could have just done it. He didn't have to make a post about it. He could have
But
posted about being there on holiday or
Yeah.
something.
No, but
or
he
whatever.
makes content, charity
That's how he makes
content.
his money.
Know, Johnny,
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
extent.
Oh, sorry.
But
My
I
bad.
just didn't like the way he started the video.
Okay.
I think it's he knew what he was doing,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, doesn't bother him, does it?
I want to make a call out to every Negro that will be in the comment section today. Because you're going to be crying.
Let me go,
'Cause that's
Patrick.
what y'all do the best. You guys cry. All over the black world, you guys are crying like literally. You have napkins everywhere. You're crying. You're crying on Channel's news station, Focus on Liberia, NTV, MBS. What you guys are good at is crying, okay? So besides getting yourself a big bag of tissue and crying and complaining, here's what I want you to do. Wherever it is in your local community, take that energy and go and do something. Because see, people who don't do anything are typically mad at folks who do something in the world, right? That's why y'all be mad at me on the podcast. None of you before are mad at me or even have an inch in your mind talent enough to do this, but y'all are crying every day. That's why y'all work at Burger King, because you're too busy worried about me, okay? So if you would get off your go do something in life, then our communities would be better. Then we would actually have something. But you don't do that. You sit there twiddling your thumbs. You run your mouth all day doing nothing. And nobody takes you serious. That's why when you leave the room, everybody laughs at you. Everybody talks about you. You think you're somebody important. You're not. All right. I'm here to tell you that you're really dusty as hell. And that goes from all the Africans that live in Africa, African Americans that be complaining in the diaspora. You guys won't do nothing to help your own people wherever you're at. And then you come over here, you complain in the comment section, and you set tripping all day. That's why we don't have nothing. That's why nobody takes you. All right. So if somebody should take you serious, you need up and actually get out there in the world and actually do something. Look at things that build your people, right? Look at things that bring us closer together. Look at things that we have. You guys have brains. You don't use them that much, some of you brothers and sisters, but you have them, right? So go and use them to push the race in the community and the Pan-African community forward instead of talking because nobody wants to hear your mouth, all right? You've been talking for many years and you're on deaf ears. Nobody cares about you. We care about your results. The difference with MrBeast is he actually has an idea. He can actually pull it off. The only thing you can pull off is your feelings, okay? Your mind. You cry all day. And if you're a guy that cries all day, no wonder why no you. The black world is tired about people who cry and have opinions and have ambitions to talk all day. Nobody wants to talk to you people. What Africa needs and the black world needs is if you have anger, channel that into do something. Get involved in your local cities. Get involved in the black communities. Get involved in your diaspora communities. Get involved in the sectors that Africa needs, the agriculture, if you're in Black America, whatever. Do things like Market Day. I see Brother Tubayo Nemanja, he does an excellent Market Day. Do something that add value to the black world instead of running your mouth all day, okay? Because you are a joke. The ones that commentate all day and nobody takes your serious. Nobody. White people, nobody. Asians, pets, termites, nobody. You guys are a joke who don't do nothing but run your mouth. And quite frankly, I let you do it on my channel. That's good. But you feel good about yourself. But when you go back to work tomorrow and everybody laughs at you on your break because you're a terrible employee, we're not progressing because we run our mouth all day. Get out there and do something. Come and join the community and make it better. So that way we don't have homeless kids that have 20,000 pairs of shoes because you actually donated 15 pair. Then you wouldn't have nothing to say.
Okay.
Put your skin in the game.
Okay, well. So
before you sign off,
was that brutal?
No, it was cool. I just want to say, anyone that works at Burger King, please don't take offense.
Yeah.
I like Burger King.
Listen, Burger King is good, but if you've been there for like 13 years, it's because you run your mouth all day.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to say that I hope they don't unsubscribe. Well, you can if you want to, but
It's a free world, but don't.
Was that too graphic?
Tell the people where they can find you, Dr. Julie.
Okay, you can find me on Twitter as Dimples Soiji, Dimples_Soiji.
Yeah.
And then Dr. Juliet 2023 at Instagram.
Okay, and your book?
Oh, I have a children's book called Kantu and Gonza. It's about the Ugandan folklores, and this one is especially for the Batoro. So all Batoro, every Ugandan, please,
everyone.
Don't worry. I want to do every region. So I'm starting with Toro, and then I'll go other places.
Love that. Maintain, please.
Yes, DJ Maintain on all social mediums. You can find my events at the karaoke party every Friday, my production, and all that good stuff.
Okay.
Don't follow yourself.
Oh, God.
Yeah. How about you do that? Like, seriously, I'm getting irritated with y'all. Go do something with your life and for the black world. Like, don't even comment on this video. Go do something. Go research something you can help and do in your life instead of all day. Seriously, no, we're getting tired of that. All right?
Okay. I'm speaking of doing something. Speaking of doing something for yourself or for the community, I feel like before you comment and say, why is he doing this? Maybe look within and see if you've actually contributed to any NGO or if you've contributed to anything. You know, before you point a finger, look at yourself and see if you're doing the right thing.
Why are you giving me the side eye when you're saying that?
No, I did this. But yeah, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow us on all our social media platforms at King and the Nation. Also subscribe to the Pan-African Dating Show. We'll see you guys next time.